Hello and welcome to the nonprofit side of Salesforce, the NPSP admin tutorials. I'll be your trail guide. My name is Jared. I'm a 3-time certified admin and a nonprofit success pack aficionado. Today, let's learn how to import large amounts of data into Salesforce. More specifically, how to mass import into the nonprofit success pack using the data loader. This is part 1 of a 2-part series, and in this video we'll be covering steps 1 through 3 of our 7 steps to success. So you may want to take a screenshot of this just to remember what your steps are. And this is our handy list of our 7 steps to success that we'll cover in order to import data into the nonprofit success pack properly. Alright, let's just run through these 7 steps real quickly, and then we'll go through each of them step by step. So number 1 we have download the data import template. Number 2, we're going to add, format, and clean the data in the template. Number 3, we're going to download the data loader. Number 4, we're going to use the data loader to insert our data into the NPSP data imports object. Number 5, we're going to define our duplicate matching rules. Number 6, we're going to import our data. And number 7, we're going to check the data. So in this video, in part 1, we're going to cover steps 1 through 3. And then in our next video of this series, part 2, we'll go through steps 4 through 7. Step number 1, download the data import template in CSV format. Alright, so to get started, we want to download the data import template. And to do that, let's first make sure that we're actually in our nonprofit success pack app. Over here, your company might have labeled it something different. It might be the NPSP or your company's name. You can go to the app launcher, this little square over here, click on the app launcher, and make sure you're in the correct app. So I want to be in the nonprofit success pack application. And wait for it to load. Alright. Now that we've made sure that we're in the NPSP app, we are going to look for a tab along the top called Getting Started. If you don't see it along the top, you can check this drop down. You'll notice I have mine right here, Getting Started. But if you don't see it in here in your drop down, head over to the app launcher again. Here are all of your apps, and I'll scroll down to the bottom where your object tabs are. You can click on these links, look for Getting Started. Looks like it's right here. This Getting Started tab will take you to the welcome screen here for the Nonprofit Success Pack. You'll see you can get to Trailhead, you can get to the Nonprofit Success Community. Down here you have some videos, the latest release notes. We want number 3 here. We want the dive deeper, and we're going to go to the Nonprofit Success Pack product documentation. And then we want the import data link. It's right down here. So we need to import our data. And there's a nice handy guide right here, but we want the importer template. Alright, and you'll see that it's in CSV format. We'll click on that, and it will start downloading to our computer. And once that is done, let's get rid of this link. Once that is done and you've pulled it up in whatever program you prefer, I just prefer Google Sheets, we pull it up here and you'll see that it looks like this. So this template is very handy. You'll notice The instructions here are just saying to use line 5 if you're going to load your data through the Data Import Wizard, the cloud-based importer within Salesforce. Or if you're going to use the data loader, like we're going to do, you want to use line 6. So I'm just going to get rid of everything up here. And we're just going to use line 6. Add some rows here. And you'll notice that these are not the easiest headers to read because they're very long. These are all the API names that the data loader is going to use to put your data into the correct fields in Salesforce. So you notice each one of these is very long and really hard to read unless you widen your columns. So I'm just going to make these a little smaller, make them bold, and let's give that a little background color. Okay. So if you're not familiar with API names, it is just think of it as the way that the data loader gets data into your fields from the back end of Salesforce. Let's go to Setup, and I'll just show you real quick how you can find the API name for a particular field. But that's why the data import template is so nice, because Salesforce has already populated all your column headers with the correct API names that you'll need to get your data into the correct fields, so that you don't have to do all that work. It's already done for you. But in case you're not familiar with API names, let's go to the Object Manager, and we can go to any object. Let's pick the account object. And Fields and Relationships. And let's look at some of these custom fields that have been added through the Nonprofit Success Pack. So let's Best Gift Year, for example. So over here we see Best Gift Year. This is the field label that you'd see on the detail page when you're in Salesforce. And now over here is the API name. This is the header that we need in our data importer template in order to allow the data loader to get our data into this field. You see it's just a lot longer. You'll see the C at the end of it just means it's a custom field. It's not a standard field. So you see industry is a standard field, so it just looks like this. Its API name looks the same as its label that you'd see in Salesforce. So now we're going to go back and look at our template. So that's why these headers are so long. These are the API names. And you can see that it allows you to put a lot of information in. Contact, salutation like Mr., Dr., Mrs., first name, last name, birth date, their title, their personal email, work email, preferred email. It just keeps going on and on and on. Step number 2, add, format, and clean data in the data import template. Alright, so on to step 2 of our success plan for loading a large amount of data through the data loader into our NPSP app. We are going to take data from other spreadsheets. Let's say you just had a campaign and you got a bunch of information from, let's say, Eventbrite, and they sent it to you in a spreadsheet, and now you've got to get it into this template. I'll be honest with you, this is the part that takes the most time. This isn't easy. It takes a lot of time, but it's still going to save you a ton of time compared to entering all of these records one by one. Let's look at a finished spreadsheet and see how things should look. So I have my finished spreadsheet up here. So let's look at it row by row. I'm just using Disney characters because it's easy for everyone to see. Everyone's used to Mickey and Minnie. In my first row here, I have the contact 1, salutation, Mr. Mickey Mouse. His title, he's a band leader. His personal email, I have his work email, his preferred email, his home phone. Let's move down here. We have his mobile phone, preferred phone, and then we come to contact 2. Now, with our spreadsheet that we're going to load into the Nonprofit Success Pack, we can include 2 contacts per row. And then our special object that we are going to talk about in just a bit, the special object, the custom object that we load all of this data into. With this custom object, when there are 2 different contacts in a row, it's going to connect them. Or it's going to connect those 2 contacts together in the same household and connect them with the same account. You can only use 2 contacts per row. So here we have contact number 2. We're going to say Minnie and Mickey finally got married. So we have Mrs. Minnie Mouse, title. And just like Mickey, she has her different emails, different phone numbers. And then we come to account. Now this isn't their household account. This is the organization account that they are affiliated with. You don't have to include this. Maybe they're not affiliated with any organization, but since they are, we're just including the Walt Disney Company. Obviously, in real life, you're going to have a ton of people from different companies, but just to make it easier for you to see here, everyone is working for Walt Disney. And then we have the account address, street address, city. I just made up the Magic Kingdom. State, zip code, country, phone number, website, things like that. And then we come to home street address and home city. Now this is for Minnie and Mickey's household account. This isn't their organization account. This is their household account. So when you see home, that's how you know that it's their household account. So this is their home address. They live on 123 Main Street. Home city, again, just Magic Kingdom. State, zip code, all that good stuff. And then, moving down the line, we get to the donations. So we can also associate the donation that they made. So you just ran a campaign and they donated at the campaign or because of the campaign. So here's donation amount, donation date. Please take note of how the date is formatted here. This is how the data loader sees the proper date. So you do the year, then hyphen, month, then hyphen, then the date, or the day. You can name the donation. The donation record type, the stage, was it closed? Is it a donation that is a potential donation? The payment method, and so on. There are a couple other fields that I actually deleted from here because I'm not going to use, like check. If they paid with a check, there's another field for check reference number and things like that. And let's check another record. Let's see, like Tinkerbell, I don't think she has another contact. Yeah, so she doesn't have a second contact associated with her household. She lives by herself, and that's fine. You don't have to include anything here. But she is associated with an account. She's affiliated with Walt Disney. And then she'll get her own household account as well. So she'll have a street address and everything for her per household. And let's check one more, just make sure everyone's on the same page here. So we have Chip. Chip is a rescue ranger. We've got his email, we've got his work phone, and living in the same household as him is Dale. They live together, work together, same information pretty much across the row. And you can see their donation amount, date, donation name, and they paid in cash. Step number 3, download the data loader. Alright, so if you're already familiar with the data loader, or if you already have downloaded it, you can skip to the next step, to step 4. But if you're new to the data loader and you don't have it downloaded yet, I'll show you how to get it. So we just go to Setup, and we'll type in data loader. If I can type correctly, data loader. Alright, click on the data loader and it will bring us to a screen that gives us the option to download it for Windows or for a Mac. I'm on Windows, so I would click here and it would download to my computer. I'm not going to click it because I already have it. You can click it, it will download to your computer, and then you just run it like you'd run a software program. Just go through the little wizard that sets it up for you on your computer. Alright, so let's find it on our computer and actually just bring up the data loader. There it is, data loader. Alright, this is the data loader. So you can see our options here. We can insert new records, we can update existing records, or we can do an upsert where we insert new records and update existing records. Delete is a soft delete. If you delete with this option, your deleted records go into your recycle bin, and they'll stay there for 15 days until they're hard deleted. Or you can just hard delete things right away, or you can export some information from your org, or you can export everything. Alright everyone, that is it for part 1 of this series. Check out the description below for a link to part 2, which will start with step number 4. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.